So they do have ew, gross. Oh shit, that's a 2:08. Bitch, I'm about to be so late to work for this video. Hey everybody, and welcome to this video. This is going to be a first impression on the new Colourpop Coconut Kiss collection. I didn't personally get I think I got most of the stuff from the collection aside from like the lip scrub and stuff like that. I did already have the face milk. It's nothing new. It's from Fourth Ray Beauty. They've already had it, but I think it just went with the line, so they kind of threw it in. But I love it. I use it day and night. I love the scent of coconut. If you know me, I just love the tropical scent. I just think it's so amazing. So I did already have that, but I didn't really incorporate it in this video because honestly I kind of forgot until this moment that I'm bringing it up with you. So I think those are the only two things that I missed, even though one of them I didn't really miss, I just already had. But if there's anything else that I don't have, I will definitely list it here and let you know what they are, because I can't really give you my first impression if I don't have it. But yeah, I'm really excited about this collection. I definitely love neutrals, and I feel like, you know, it's definitely versatile. Everybody, if you're not into color, or even if you are into color, I feel like everybody just loves a good neutral. And I think that this is a very, very beautiful collection, especially for like wedding or just that soft, like natural glam kind of vibe. So I'm excited to test out this whole collection. I'm really excited for you guys to see my thoughts on it. So if you want to see how I got this look using the coconut collection and my thoughts on it and first impression, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so I have like my base and everything done, so I just wanted to try out the few products I did get from this collection, because this is definitely a collection that is right up my alley. I'm here for it. So I think since I have most of my face done, I'm going to go in with the bronzer first just to see how that looks on my skin. And I did test these out when I got them because I was so excited to see what the products look like. And so I did swatch the bronzer, and I think it will be like deep enough for me. That was one thing that I was a little bit worried, is if the colors of the bronzers were just too light. A lot of times with the Colourpop bronzers I've gotten in the past, they don't really work that well on my skin tones, just because a lot of them like tended to be more light, but they do have a couple of deeper ones, so hopefully this one is a good option. So this is the bronzer, and I got the one in the shade Talk to the Palm, and the packaging is so freaking cute. So let's go ahead and just bronze up our face. I'm just going to use this Morphe M523 brush. Ooh, it is very, very like pigmented. There's a lot of kickback. I like barely touched it and it produced so much. So I'm gonna tap off because I feel like that's gonna make it like a lot of excess is gonna come off. I like it. It's very like, it's kind of more of like a contoury kind of shade. It's not so bronzy. It's kind of like both. It's like a bronzer slash contour shade. You can kind of use it for both for my skin tone. It's a little bit cooler, but it's not super cool where it's like super gray. I don't know. I kind of like it. It's nothing like super in your face. Like I think it's definitely more subtle on my skin tone, which I do like. Ooh, look at that. So you can just see from one side, it does definitely give my face a lot of shape, and it just kind of like brought me in a little bit, but it's so contoured and kind of bronzed all in one. I really like shades like this where it's not too warm, but it's not too cool. So it's like kind of neutral, kind of in the middle. Here for it. And I'm just gonna pop a little bit of powder right underneath that bronzer to give it a little shape right there. Go ahead and bronze the other side. Alright, now I'm just gonna dust away that color. Alright, and also let me see it as a nose contour. I think it's really nice and pigmented, but it blends out super easy. I really like that about it. It's just like really nice and easy to blend out. I don't know if this might be a little bit too warm for my nose contour. Not bad. Not bad at all.
One eternity later.
Alright, now I'm just going to take a little bit of the blush So Retrograde. This, I believe, was one of the Kathleen Lights blushes. I'm not completely sure, but I'm just going to pop a little bit of that on my cheek. This is not from this collection, but it is still Colourpop, so we are kind of sticking to the same family. And it's just like a shimmery kind of orangey blush, but it just looks so nice. It's not shimmery. I would say it's like a sheen. I was actually really surprised that I liked this blush so much, because when I got it I was like, ooh, I tend to just prefer matte blushes. You see that? This one is not bad at all. It doesn't accentuate my texture, I feel like. I think that's why I have like a fear with the shimmery and like kind of more non-matte blushes. It's just because I feel like it's going to accentuate my texture, but this one does not do that. It just kind of has a little bit of like a sheen, like a glow, but it still kind of looks matte on the cheeks. I really like it. Take a little bit of that on my nose. So we're gonna go on to eyes, and this is the Going Coconut palette. Again, all of the products have that same really nice like kind of off-white beigey kind of packaging with the gold reflect. Alright, now I'm going to, let's start on the eyes. So I'm gonna start off with the shade Lovely Bunch and just take that through my crease. It kind of comes off a little bit more on the cool side than it looks like in the pan. It kind of looks like more of a cooler brown than like a neutral, like a true neutral. Like it kind of has a little bit of like a grayish tint on my lid. Interesting. So that's what that shade looks like. Nothing super crazy, just a very subtle kind of like transition color. So now I'm gonna go into the shade, I think Shell, yeah. Let's go into that shade. This one looks kind of like a more like muted reddish brown, but not red. A very muted reddish brown, I guess. I'm not going to do any like crazy eye look or anything today. I'm just going to do my very simple, basic, everyday kind of eye where I go with a deep crease and a shimmery lid just to kind of get a gist of these shades and wear it kind of how I probably would on a day-to-day basis. Honestly, first impression, I'm not completely like amazed by these colors. I don't know, I was really like expecting more from that Lovely Punch color. I wanted a very like neutral, very neutral brown. I feel like it's just a little bit too cool than what I was expecting. Like, it's not a bad shade, I just was expecting something different, and it kind of just like underwhelmed me, so that kind of sucks. But I'm just gonna go in with that Nutty shade, which is the deepest matte brown, and pop that on the outer corner. Oh, this is very, very pigmented. Okay. Wow. This side got a little bit out of hand real quick. I'm gonna have to tone that down in a minute. Okay, let me go back in with a little bit of that Shellphone color to kind of tone this brown down. And then now I'm just gonna go on the lid with this shade Cocoa Crush, and I'm actually probably just gonna go over that with one of the Super Shock shadows, but I do want to see what the shimmers look like from this palette first. Gorgeous color. That is so pretty. I'm going to take a little bit of the shade De Coco, like right on the center between Cocoa Crush and the Nutty shade, just to kind of fade it out from the shimmer to the deep color a little bit easier. Alright, so this is what the eyes look like using those eyeshadows on me. Honestly, I feel like on my skin tone, they just come off a lot more cool than I saw on like other skin tones. So I feel like maybe if you are more fairer, or maybe if, I don't know if it's like my undertone that's messing with it, I don't know. But they just come off a lot more cool looking than they look in the pan and than what I've seen other people that have used this collection. So I don't know, I'm more of a warm tone person. I just feel like it suits my skin tone better and just like my preferences better. But these are not bad shadows or anything like that. I would just work with them a little bit differently. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the Call Me on My Shellphone Super Shock Shadow Trio. That was almost a tongue twister, but we got through it. And this is just 3 different Super Shock shadows in Peekaboo, a little quirky, and deep dive. And I think I'm just gonna go in with the shade a little quirky, and just use my finger. Oh, look at that color. Oh my goodness. Just pop that right on the lid. Oh yeah. And for the inner corner where I can't really reach to, oh my god, look at that shade. Ooh, baby. I definitely think your finger definitely works the best with these type of shadows, the Super Shock shadows, but I just have long nails and I cannot reach those areas. Yes, that's just... yes, I love Super Shock shadows. Like if I could only choose one thing to purchase from Colourpop, ooh, actually I really like their like 9-pan palettes. Ooh, what would I say? Hold on. I'm just going back in with a little bit of Shellphone and taking that through the crease, bringing a little bit of warmth back into this look. Not even warmth necessarily, it's just more of a warmer toned neutral. Like it's still neutral, I wouldn't say this is like super warm, but just compared to those other shades it just kind of looks a little bit warmer, but it's still like a neutral tone. Now I'm just gonna pop on a little bit of mascara and probably put on a pair of lashes real quick, and then we'll be back to do the lower lash line and the lip. Alright, so I am back and my lashes are applied. These are the Pompadour lashes from Kiss. They're the next generation wispy blowout lash. And again, the style is Pompadour. And there we have it. So now I'm going to do a little bit of liner, and it does come in. So on the collection, you can kind of do a couple of different bundles, and one of the bundles is 2 liners and the palette, and I think it was $20 or $22. I will put like in a little annotation the actual price of it, but I know it is like either $20 or $22. So you get 2 liners and the palette. So I got that bundle, and it comes with 2 liners, but they're not new liners, they're just neutral liners that they already had in their collection. So it is the Honeydew liner and the Brouhaha liner, which are actually 2 liners that I already had. So I wish I would have looked a little bit closer before actually purchasing, but I just thought that this was gonna like sell out super quick, and I like really wanted this palette, so I just was like, yeah, go get it. So wish I would have looked a little bit more into it. But yeah, these are just the 2 liners that come with it. So it's just like a neutral kind of like flesh tone shade and the dark like brown shade, which again I said I already have in my collection, but you can never have too many neutral liners. So this is the shade Honeydew, and this is the shade Brouhaha. I'm just going to take a little bit of Brouhaha. Such a pretty just brown liner, so I'll probably stick, since I have 2, just stick one in my travel makeup that I always keep in my purse, and then just have one here for when I'm getting ready. So there we go. And I'm just going to do the under eyes real quick. I'm just going to take a little bit of that shade Shell Yeah on the lower lash line, and I have major fallout under my eyes. Ooh, I don't know if you can really see it, but that, what's it called, the Super Shock shadow gave me fallout under my eyes, and I definitely should have put some powder down, but I didn't, and so now it's like in my under eye, and it's not really sweeping away. So I'm just gonna have a super shimmery under eye on this side. So isn't that pleasant? Now I'm just gonna take a little bit of Nutty right on the outer end. Alright, and then just take a little bit of lower lash mascara, and we will move along. Alright, so they do have 2 Just a Tint lip duos. So the first one is Shall We Dance, and it comes with the shade Island Time and Nude Beach. So this one is Nude Beach. Here is Island Time, which I think is probably going to be my favorite one just from first looks. It's like the most nude out of them all. There's a second duo, and this is Coconut Kiss, and they have 2 shades, Shaka and Waikiki. And these ones are a little bit more on like the mauve-y kind of side, and so this one is Waikiki, and we have Shaka. And that looks like a really pretty like neutral kind of mauve tone. So I'm just going to take a little bit of, I don't have my Sweet Tea liner over here, and I'm a little bit too lazy to go get it, and a little bit in a rush. So I'm just going to take this LA Girl Perfect Precision lip liner in the shade Cafe. Alright, and then I'm going to go in with the Just a Tint in the shade Island Time just to see what it looks like. And yes, bitch, I'm here for it. So that is what those 2 look like together. Again, I think it's just going to be my favorite one. I personally really like the Just a Tint lip tints because it kind of reminds me of, dude, you're like an OG like makeup person from like the not early 2000s, but like, you know, the 2010s and stuff. There were 2 products like out around the same time. It was the Revlon like lip balms. I'll kind of see if I can put a picture, and then the Maybelline Color Whispers. So I feel like these Just a Tints are like the perfect combination of both of those products, because it has like the packaging and the style of the Maybelline color crayons, but, or the cover, was it CoverGirl? What was it? I think it was CoverGirl lip crayons, and then it has like the moisturization and like that shine of the Maybelline Color Whispers. I am here for them. I love them so much. Like, I just cannot get enough of them. Yeah, I just really love the lip tints. Like, I'm here for it. I am so down, and it's just like a quick, like, throw it in your bag, reapply it over time, and it's just like easy and on the go. I really like them. So yeah, this is the final look that we came up with this collection. I think it's really pretty. I think that this would definitely be a really good palette, like a kind of bridal palette. I feel like it just kind of gives me those kind of vibes, especially with those Super Shock shadows and the combination of the eyeshadow palette. I get like bride vibes or like wedding vibes in general, so I think that this is really, really pretty. I love my neutrals. I know I like to do a lot of, well, not a lot of color, but I try to incorporate more color like on my Instagram and in these videos, but on the day-to-day I'm just, you know, a very neutral kind of person. So yeah, I have liked this collection a lot. I'm a little bit underwhelmed by the palette just because, I don't know, I was expecting more from it. I wanted a little bit of a different kind of tones than what it applied to my like on my skin tone. So like in the palette, I think the colors look so beautiful, they look so great, but they just didn't really transfer that way on my skin tone. So that's a little bit sucky, but you know, it happens. I think out of the whole collection, my two favorite things are definitely the Super Shock Shadow Trio, just because those colors are gorgeous, and I'm a sucker for Super Shock Shadow. They are like the best formula, and just like the glitter and the beautiful. I love them. And then also the lip tints, because I just love a good lip tint. I think that this formula of lip tint is just so nice because you get the color and the payoff, but you get the moisturization, and it's not like too in your face. So if you're not like super into color, super into lipstick and all like that, I think that this is a good thing for anybody. You know, if you're into lipsticks, and if you're not into lipsticks, it's kind of just like an everybody type of thing. I don't know, is that making any sense? I don't know, but yeah, so I think the collection is nice. I think the packaging is really pretty. I was a little bit underwhelmed by some products. The bronzer is kind of like so like, I think it's good and everything, but I don't think it's like my holy grail bronzer, or like I had to have it. But it's not a bad bronzer by any means. So yeah, I just Colourpop bronzers just aren't like my favorite, but they're not bad either. So take that how you want. The liners are nothing new. They just went with the collection, so I feel like they threw it in. But I love the cream gel liners. They're really pigmented, really creamy, and they stay on your eyes. They're just not new colors, so it's nothing to get super excited about, because if you're into neutral liners and stuff, you probably already have them in your collection. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the palette, the collection so far. I think that it's like a pretty collection. I think that it's really good for people that are into neutrals and kind of wanted to be a part of the whole color collection thing. Like, here you go. If you weren't into color, here is your palette. Here's your time to shine. It's beautiful. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know down below, did you guys purchase anything from the collection? What are your thoughts on it? Are you gonna purchase anything? If you haven't, let me know. And also, what other videos do you guys want to see? I definitely have more content coming soon, so make sure to hit that subscribe button down below so you can stay in contact with my content. Yeah, alright, so I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.